So I'm sitting here in our truck chainsaw, John, and like we don't really have much for a door handle. So to get in and close the door, basically we use this, which is kind of silly. So, yeah, so we're gonna take this apart and we're gonna make a brand new handle to go on here. Something. We're gonna fashion something because this doesn't do it. And it's getting little bits of foam all over the place too. So, yeah. So there we go. We got a project. Okay, so taking a look at this, right? There's a screw that would have gone through there, right? And I guess a screw that would have gone through the bottom. So we're gonna have to take this part of the door panel off. So we got a screw there, and a couple of screws on here. So we'll figure it out. We'll get this door panel lifted off so we can unscrew this, and then we'll fashion something. And Ethan's coming in too, apparently. All right, let's get a screwdriver. Let's get on that. We got some flatheads. Looks like this door panel's been off more than once. Alright, so I got the screws out. Looks like I really didn't need to take out the ones at the bottom. It's two separate pieces, and if I had really had a good look and used my brain, I would have noticed that, but I'm gonna need two hands to get this off. Ethan, you wanna be my cameraman?
I don't want to.
Yeah, okay, I kinda figured.
I want to
So,
do it.
I'm gonna get this off of here. Oh, you're gonna get it off? Alright. Well, that's not quite what I was thinking, buddy. I was thinking lift this thing off.
Get that?
Whatever, like it matters. Go for it. Rip that sucker. Yeah.
Try and bang it.
Try and bang it.
Bang.
Alright, bud, we're gonna get this thing off and we'll be right back once that's open. Alright, we've got this thing lifted off now. It's just clips at the top. And yeah, so now we can get in here.
And there's a thing right there.
There is a thing. Yes. So door handle or the latch. The release is there. Okay, so we're gonna get this piece here undone, and yeah.
And the thing
Get
that's
this out of
down
here.
there, and the thing down there.
Yeah, there we go. Right there. There's a screw, and there's probably another one or two, or they've been ripped out. Either way, we're gonna get that off right now. Alright, we got those screws out. So there was a screw there and there. And there you go. The three screws that were still holding this thing on. So now we're gonna put some kind of a bar across here, make this work. So originally my thought was maybe I could bolt this thing kind of back in with my new piece kind of built into it, so it would still kind of work, but this thing's a mess. Like, it's cracked over here. It's just, there's nothing left of it. So I think I've decided I'm gonna throw this piece in the garbage, and I've already cleaned this up, and I'm just gonna bolt on a brand new handle kind of thing and forget about trying to make it look right. And it's never gonna be right. So yeah, we're gonna make something cool out of this. So I've got a couple ideas for this rolling around in my head, but I found this in my toolbox, one of my drawers. It's a handle off of like an old briefcase or something like that. Actually, I think it's off of an old sewing machine case. But either way, like, would this not be hilarious? Totally. You could mount it right to there. I don't think I'm actually going to do this, but it's funny nonetheless. If you think I should do this, let me know in the comments. Tell me down below if this would have been a great idea. So yeah, this handle's probably a pretty silly idea, even though I could rivet this right onto the door and, you know, it might work. But I've also found this piece of pipe I've got here. This is a cutoff from a closet bar I did. I'm thinking like that. You know, cut it down a bit. Maybe attach it on with some strapping. I don't know. Maybe this might be a good option. And then there's a part of me that's thinking, you know, I've got lengths of wood over here, you know, other pipe and things, and I know I've got a couple of 2x4s and cutoffs right around here in the front. I've got 2x4s, and that kind of gets me thinking that maybe I could do a bit of a woodworking project out of it, and actually, you know, cut out a bit of a handle shape on a 2x4. Have the thick end as the armrest, and then have it cut thinner, kind of like remaking the original door handle, but making it out of wood. So maybe I'll go that route. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking at this point. You know, I'm gonna sketch this thing out on here, and obviously I'm gonna rip it down on the table saw a little bit, jigsaw the shape out of it, and then just kind of smooth and round out the actual handle part, and then I'll zip some screws into it on the door panel, and we should end up with a wooden door handle. Hopefully. Okay, I don't have a bandsaw, so jigsaw. This thing is awesome. What a setup. Okay, here it is. Let's go size this up. Alright. Something like that. Yeah. Really could be cut down a bit more. It could be thinner. And this just doesn't fit at all. That is this is more like a weapon. Okay, so I think we're gonna round that off. Yeah. But that's the gist. Okay, so that didn't fit quite right. That's what I get for trying to trace this thing on there. Anyways, so I'm gonna trim it down by a little bit. I stuck the straight edge on here. I'm gonna trim it down by about that much, and then I might have to carve out a little bit more of this so my hand still fits in it. But there's lots of room here. And then my thoughts are, once I get this all carved out, make sure it fits, I'm gonna router the edges here and make this actually pretty nice to hold on to. So there you go. Kind of fitting. John's gonna have a door handle made out of wood. How cool is that? Okay, so that's been trimmed down now. Come back over here. Yeah, we're gonna have to take more off of this in order for hands to fit in it, but you know, it's getting there. Okay. Yeah, now that's fitting a little bit better. A little long though. Yeah, because of this edge here, it doesn't actually sit flat.
I raced.
You raced?
Yes, I raced with my arms.
You raced with your arms. Alright, well, we're gonna have to make some minor trims, but it's getting there. Okay, so this is the product we've got so far. So I've trimmed the ends off of it and narrowed it down a little bit, so it fits pretty good. Next step is really just to round stuff out. So we're gonna round these off. I'm gonna round the entire bottom edge so that it sits properly against the door panel. We're gonna round out the handle and round out this end. It's gonna be nice when we're finished. Yeah. Cool little project. Alright, so I've got out the router. We're gonna make this thing look really cool. And tucked away back here, back in there. There we go. There's a red toolbox. Yeah, laser cutter. And all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, I don't know why, but like I'm so disorganized. Back in that corner, a hammer drill, scroll saw. This is what I really wanted. Oh, router bits. Okay, get me out of here. Alright, so I grabbed this box here. And I don't know, I'm thinking, you know, probably the small one. Just a nice little cove on it. Well, it's a round. It's a cove on this, which means it cuts a round on this. So, yeah, just a nice little round. And then I guess we could probably sand and take care of the rest. Maybe we'll do the middle or the bigger one for the inner handle, and we'll do the smaller round, sorry, for the outer edge. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll try that. All right, so got this little guy out. So the way these work, right? These ones have little ball bearing on there, little roller, and they go in to there, okay, like that. And then this thing here, this plate, back up this little plate here, right? The wood sits on this, and as this rotates, it cuts this shape into it, right? So it's going to cut a rounded edge on, here we go, on our piece of work here. And the little bearing is going to roll along the edge like this to ensure that it doesn't go in too far, or, you know, whatever. But it also goes over every single little bump and will create the same little ridge in the top finish. So the little bump here where we started and stopped the saw, we're going to smooth those out quickly before we do this. Try to make a bit more of an edge for this bearing to follow. All right, that's the plan. So there it is, guys. Just gave it a quick little sand. Right, so see, you can still see there's a bit of a ridge there, you know, but, you know, not much. And yeah, I could spend more time sanding away with the sanding block, but quite frankly, even if it's got these little bumps and ripples in it, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference. It's not going to be uncomfortable or whatever. And it's a work truck. I'm building this door handle out of, you know, wood. Like, it's not supposed to be perfect, but, you know, it's going to work. It's going to work just fine. The router's going to be able to bump over that without causing too much trouble, right? And same with the door handle in here, right? This isn't going to be too much of an issue. Corners like this and things, routers, they can be a little finicky. They do tend to catch where these teeth are and just chip the sections. So this part here, I don't know if I'm going to take the router to it. I might not. I might just take a file and just file this edge over or something like that. I don't know, but I'm going to router this part, so we'll get to that. Oh. Safety first. Alright guys, so I decided I'd try out actually the middle bit, because thinking about it, see this ridge here creates a flat edge and then the curve. So I wanted just the curved part. So the flat edge, you can see, right, is sitting below the plate here. So I ran this on the router. Yeah, there it is, right here. Yeah, I'm happy with that amount of curve. That works for me. So I think I'm going to carry on with this middle-sized one. So that's looking pretty good. This is the first, you know, go at it with the router. It's got a nice edge on it. And obviously I didn't do this side because that's supposed to be flat against the door, but the bottom of the door actually has a bit of a lip to it. So I did do the bottom edge here so that it would hopefully sit better. I think the only thing now is just this handle here. It's way thicker here than it is here, which is not a big deal, but the gap here compared to there for the fingers to fit in isn't quite right. So I think I'm going to widen this out here a little bit and then go at this again. Yeah, but we're getting there. So the way I've decided I'm going to try and widen that out a little there. I've decided I'm going to use the router for it. So I've got these bits here, okay, and they're flat bits. And you can see kind of the pictures inside there. They're for creating grooves. These do not have bearings on them. So these, they don't have a set depth in which you can cut. So you kind of have to make sure you don't get too carried away with these. They're also known to snap, right where the shaft meets the bit there if you press too hard. So, because there's no support on the end of it. It's more like a drill bit. Anyways, so we're going to see how that goes. This is a soft wood. This is a 2x4, right? So this is made of spruce. So it's a soft wood. This shouldn't be a problem. Also, as another note, I'm just about to swap that bit. Always unplug your tools before you do something like this. Especially a tool like a saw or a router. Alright, so there we go. We've taken more material out of there now. So a much bigger handle. See, now look where the fingers are landing, right? Be easy enough to get a hand in to pull on that. I actually took off a little more than I kind of wanted to, and it did chunk it right there, right? It chipped. Because that does happen with the router. It just grabs the wood and chop. There it goes. But not a big deal. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to be seen anyway. And it's a work truck. I mean, do I really care? Look at this. Look at this wood. It's already not great. So we're going to run the round on this one more time to get this all flattened out, smoothed out, should say, smoothed out. And then we'll go fit it up and probably bolt it in. Sounds like a plan? Alright. So there it is, guys. I just gave it a rough sanding by hand to kind of finish it up. It's got a really nice smooth feel to it now. Lots of space to hold on to it. Yeah, so let's go fit it up to the truck. Alright.
Gloves are in there too on other sides.
Your gloves are in here? Okay.
They are.
So, look at this.
So,
It's fitting up really nice. And yeah, lots of space. Right? I've got pretty big hands. Lots of space to get hand in there.
Daddy,
And it doesn't overhang.
Daddy,
This is good.
how we get in here?
Alright, I'll help you get in. Alright, so this is still loose from yesterday. I didn't screw it back in or anything. We're going to pull that off. We're going to mark where these need to be, and we're going to drill some pilot holes, because now that we've done all this work, I don't really want to split this piece of wood. And over here at the end especially, yeah, we're definitely going to need a pilot hole for that. So we're going to get this all marked up, drill some holes. Alright, so I've got it marked up, right, different screw locations there on the bottom. Typically when you're doing something like this where you've got very small, you know, variances with things, you don't want to drill too far, and you want the holes to be, you know, straight and stuff. You don't really want to use a drill like this. You kind of want to use a drill press if you have one. You can get this clamped in place and you can drill, you know, straight, and you can drill to a specific depth. That's usually what you'd want to do, but, well, I don't have a drill press. I've always just borrowed someone else's, borrowed my dad's or whatever. Not an option at the moment, but that's okay. That's a makeshift door handle for a truck. We're going to use a regular drill, and I don't even have brad point bits. Brad point drill bits are typically used for, well, not typically, always used for drilling wood, but they have a point on the end of them. So they're not like a metal drill bit like this where they have a kind of a rounded edge. They've got a actual needle point so that it doesn't wander and move. Great for drilling stuff like this, especially if you're drilling on a bit of an angle. But I don't have any of those either. I had a set, I don't know what happened to it. I suspect I loaned it to somebody, it never came back. So, 2 lessons there. Use the proper tools and don't loan your proper tools to people. Alright, holes are drilled. I did drill the last 2 on the ends there on an angle. So that way I could get more of the wood, because I wasn't going to get much of a screw in otherwise. So, hopefully that works. Alright, got it all screwed in. Just used regular old wood screws. There you go. Oh, there. Wood screws. Alright, use some big ones and washers. I got ones underneath too. So, that's on there. That's on there. That's gonna work. Get this door back together. You know, maybe one day on a future video we'll do a stain or something to stain this up. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. Anyways, so we'll get this door back together. So there we have it. The door is back together. The door handle's on there. Perfect. What do you think, bud?
Can I get in?
You can definitely get in. Let's try it out. Look at that. Works perfect, guys. Awesome. Oh, there's a drip. Hey, looks like we've got a leaky roof. Alright. Well, hey, one more thing to do. Oh, just dripped again. One more thing to do with our new truck, Chainsaw John. So, alright, back to this. Sorry. So if you guys liked builds like this, if you thought this was fun, if you want to see more of my cool guy stuff, then subscribe and comment down below. And what the hell am I doing this for? Give me a thumbs up. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you next time. Alright, so guys, that's the door handle built and finished. I gotta clean up this big mess right here. But other than that, we'll see you guys on the next episode of Cool Guy Stuff with Mike. Me, the cool guy. Catch you next time.